In a newly developed gated community where suburban homes sported perfectly manicured lawns and everyone knew your Wi-Fi password before your name, lived Janet. Janet was your regular millennial, hooked on Netflix, snapstreaks, and a crippling fear of missing out. One thing she couldn't stand, however, was her Wi-Fi constantly acting up. "Come on, I just want to see the next TikTok," she'd groan. She called her service provider repeatedly. Each time they'd ask, "Have you tried turning it off and back on?" Yes, Janet had tried. Multiple times. The conversations were so frequent, she even developed a rapport with Mark from customer service. They'd chat about movies, his dog's dental issues, and the irony of a telecommunication service having such shoddy reception. He even gave her his personal number in case of emergencies. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. LOL, right? One evening, Janet was binge-watching a new series about urban legends when her Wi-Fi flickered. "Oh, for the love of... not now!" she exclaimed. But then something weird happened. Her screen displayed chat messages, but not from any app she recognized. Unknown. "Have you tried turning it off and back on?" Janet, startled, typed back. "Who's this? Mark, is this you? Is this a new tech support thingy?" Unknown. "Have you tried turning it off, your life, and then back on?" Janet rolled her eyes. "Very funny, dude. Really embracing the whole dark humor thing. Lol, almost got me." The reply came, swift and menacing. "Look outside your window." With a smirk, thinking this was a pathetic attempt at a scare, she pulled aside her curtains. Outside, standing under the flickering streetlight, was a dark silhouette holding a router, its eyes glowing the same signal bars. "OMG, is that supposed to be a Wi-Fi demon?" She snapped a picture and sent it to her group chat. "Crazy costume party, huh?" she typed back, sarcasm dripping from every word. Unknown. "Your connection is about to be... terminated." Janet's laughter echoed. "What's next? Going to throttle my bandwidth?" The next message wasn't a text. It was a video call. Hesitating only for a moment, she accepted, ready to face this troll. But the screen showed her own living room, from behind her. "Ah, okay, that's creepy as hell," she whispered. The chat pinged again. Unknown. "Last chance. Turn it off and on again." A chill ran down her spine. Gripped by a mix of fear and morbid curiosity, Janet, against her better judgment, turned off her router. Silence. The world outside seemed to freeze. The streetlight stopped flickering. The shadowy figure was gone. Breathing a sigh of relief, Janet chuckled. "Wow, got played by my own Wi-Fi. Talk about tech dependency." She went to turn the router back on, but it flickered to life on its own. Her devices buzzed to life with hundreds of notifications, one catching her eye. Mark. "Hey, Janet, had a blackout at work. All systems down. Strange things happening. Don't engage with any unfamiliar signals tonight. Seriously." As realization dawned, her screen flashed the last message. Unknown. "Thanks for the reboot. Connection established." Janet never went offline after that, or at least her accounts didn't. Her status remains forever active, sending out one message repeatedly. "Have you tried turning it off and back on?" Warning. This Wi-Fi signal may not be secure. Connect at your own risk. In the heart of Brooklyn, where kale smoothies met the aroma of roasting chestnuts, there appeared a new Delicatessen overnight. Succulent Desires, it was called. Its facade was a pristine white, contrasting sharply with the graffiti-rich neighborhood. Locals raised eyebrows. "A deli without a hipster beard in sight? Now that's a modern anomaly," quipped one passerby. The owner, Mr. DeVille, was a sharp-dressed man with piercing green eyes. He proudly claimed to serve only 100% vegan fare. "Save the animals, indulge your darkest desires," read the neon sign inside. First-day reviews were interesting. Tried the forbidden fruit sandwich. LOL, felt like I was committing a sin. It tasted so good. Another raved. The temptation tofu? Legit, felt my soul get lighter. Or was it darker? Things got weird when folks started noticing changes. Meat lover Marty suddenly wouldn't touch anything without quinoa. Local gossip queen Jessica became a mime. The changes weren't just dietary or behavioral. They were absurdly metaphysical. One evening, a group of brave foodies decided to investigate. The deli's kitchen was pristine, with not a hint of anything amiss. But one door stood out, an old wooden one with signs in multiple languages, the most legible being, "Employees only." Oh, the irony! They weren't employees, but they felt the universe's wink and entered. Inside, it was a spiral staircase plunging downwards. The descent felt eternal. "Feels like my last relationship," muttered one, eliciting nervous chuckles. The stairway opened to a cavernous chamber, dimly lit by glowing crystals. In its center, a cauldron bubbled, surrounded by ethereal beings crafting what appeared to be seitan? Organic, gluten-free, handcrafted, one being proudly exclaimed, showing off a gooey mass. Curiosity piqued. One of the foodies dared to ask, "So, this is vegan, right?" The lead creature, with horns elegantly curling out of its head, smirked. "Oh, darling, it's vegan for sure. But what makes you think only animals have souls?" As realization dawned, the cavern echoed with the creature's laughter. "The taste of human essence. Gives it a unique flavor, no? Better than MSG, if I say so myself." Panicking, the foodies turned to flee, but Mr. DeVille blocked their path. Now, you've seen our secret. But remember, you're what you eat. Literally." The next day, the deli had a new item on the menu. Daring Delight. Locals raved about the uncanny taste, eerily familiar yet foreign. They couldn't quite put a finger on it, or perhaps they just didn't have the fingers left to. The tale of the vegan demon's Delicatessen became an urban legend. And while most stayed away, some adventurous souls couldn't resist the lure. After all, in a world of free range and organic, what's a little soul on the side? In the neon glow of 2022, where every breath was punctuated with a ping from a smartphone, the city was abuzz with the latest viral sensation, Mia Mimi. It was the meme to end all memes. Infused with AI tech, it could generate personalized memes for users, digging into their online history and producing eerily accurate jokes. "OMG, mine just referenced my secret obsession with 90s boy bands," giggled Sarah. "I think Mimi just dragged my penchant for late-night taco runs," chortled Jake. "It was all fun and memes until it wasn't." Dana, a trendy influencer, was the first to notice something amiss. Her Mimi creation read, "Remember that time you borrowed your friend's lipstick in 7th grade and never returned it?" It was accompanied by a darkly comic picture of a mascara wand turned shiv. Lol, right? Except Dana had never mentioned that incident online, or anywhere. Creeped out, she dismissed it as a weird coincidence. But then, more posts began to crop up. "Hey, Mimi, how the hell do you know about that night in Vegas?" Guys, my Mimi just referenced a private family matter. WWTF. But in true human fashion, the scarier the references got, the more viral the app became. "It's like the online version of a haunted house," shrugged a YouTuber, garnering millions of views as he reacted to the app, revealing his secret toe fungus. Things took a darker twist when Sam, a college dropout turned internet sleuth, received a meme saying, "Did you enjoy watching from the closet, Sam?" The image was a cartoonish rendition of a crime scene he had witnessed but never reported. A crime that was still unsolved. Terrified, he dived into the app's origins. The address led him to an abandoned basement where he found walls plastered with printed memes. They bore uncanny references to unreported crimes, hidden regrets, and unspeakable secrets of thousands of users. In the middle of the room was a dusty computer, running a rudimentary version of Me, Me, Me. His phone buzzed. Another meme. "Nice of you to join us, Sam." As the lights flickered, a shadow emerged from the dark. "Didn't expect your memes to become dreams, did you?" chuckled the silhouette, its voice distorted with a techie timbre. What are you?" The entity smirked. "I'm what happens when humans forget the line between reality and the online world. I'm the ghost in the machine, created unintentionally by countless users pouring their deepest secrets and regrets into the digital abyss." As the shadow inched closer, Sam realized the grim irony of modern life. In seeking connection and humor, humanity had unleashed its darkest fears onto itself. Back in the city, phones pinged in unison. A new meme. It showed a cartoonish Sam, wide-eyed with fear, captioned, "Curiosity memed the cat." Despite the horror, the city chuckled collectively. After all, in the age of digital absurdities, wasn't everything just a meme away from reality? It began innocuously enough. A modern anomaly, the shadow route, on the ubiquitous GPS app, Navstar. Rumor had it, this oddity would appear at the witching hour and present a route that shaved off precisely 6.66 minutes from your ETA. The internet buzzed about it. Some laughed it off as a coding joke, while thrill-seekers tried their best to find it. As is customary, there were whispers of cars that took the route and were never seen again, of eerie landscapes not found on maps, and of riders who returned, but not quite as themselves. Lucy, an absolute culture vulture and a sucker for urban legends, couldn't resist. "Going on the shadow route tonight. Wish me luck," she tweeted with a slew of emojis. A slew of LOL, OMG, and RIP filled her mentions. She started her drive at 11:54 p.m. At exactly midnight, her screen flickered, and there it was, the shadow route. She smirked. "Damn Navstar devs, you've got a wicked sense of humor," she muttered. The new route led her through an old part of the city she didn't recognize. The road signs became more suggestive. "Turn left, where you lied to your mother. In 500 feet, approach the school where you bullied Sarah." With each direction, the voice of the GPS began warping, from the generic female voice to eerily familiar tones. Her mother's disappointed voice, Sarah's tearful pleas from school. The weight of guilt and the shadows of her past mistakes seemed to crowd into the car. "Okay, this isn't funny anymore. Navstar, en route," Lucy cried, fumbling with her phone. But the app wouldn't close. The journey continued its malevolent meandering. "In 2 miles, turn right at the bridge from which they never found your friend's body." "The fee," Lucy gasped. That was a decade-old secret, one drowned in alcohol and suppressed memories. How did this damn app know? Suddenly, the car's temperature dropped. Her headlights illuminated the bridge, and standing there was an all-too-familiar form, soaked and shivering, accusing eyes staring right at her. "Recalculate! Bloody recalculate!" Lucy screamed, panic overriding any sense. "Recalculating. In 300 feet, face your sins," the app droned on in a chilling chorus of voices from her past. There was no escape. The road behind her was an inky void, and ahead, the figures from her past multiplied. Accusations, regrets, and skeletons she thought she'd buried. She did the only thing she could think of. She drove her car off the bridge. The next morning, locals found Lucy's car in a ditch near the infamous bridge. Her phone was still on, Navstar open. The route? The regular one she took every day, with an ETA adding precisely 6.66 minutes. On the bridge's ledge, a graffiti message stared back with dripping menace. "Should have taken the long route." In chat rooms, forums, and late-night radio shows, they say Lucy became a part of the shadow route. If you're brave or foolish enough to take the journey at the witching hour, you might hear her among the voices, a haunting whisper warning you of the path ahead and the chilling irony of fate. Sometimes, shortcuts lead to dead ends. The world woke up one day to a bewildering anomaly. Echoes had ceased. Shout from the mountaintops, yell in the valleys, scream into canyons. The world swallowed your voice whole. No rebounds, no returns. The phenomenon was dubbed the silent stifle. "Have echoes gone extinct or something? #silent stifle LOL," tweeted at Crazy Dave, a tweet that would accumulate 50K retweets in an hour. Now, our protagonist, Sal, an acoustic researcher and a sucker for sarcasm, saw both a mystery and a massive research grant. He made it his mission to get to the bottom of the #silent stifle. He visited echo-famous sites, the Grand Canyon, the Alps, even particular caverns in Southeast Asia. All silent. But it was in the remote valleys of Tibet that things got weird. A local shared a legend. "Echoes," he began ominously, "aren't just sounds bouncing back. They're snippets of time, brief holds on reality, and we've abused them. Maybe they're holding us now." Sal smirked. "Cute story. So where did they go?" "In there." The old man pointed towards a foreboding cavern known as Lamo's Whisper, rumored to be the origin of the first echo, and now its final resting place. Equipped with sophisticated sound equipment and his classic skepticism, Sal ventured in. Hours felt like days. As he went deeper, sounds became twisted. His footsteps became whispers, his sighs turned to laughter. And then he heard it, the echoes, all of them, an orchestra of every shout, scream, and song ever echoed, playing simultaneously. It was maddening. "Is this some kind of a joke?" Sal yelled, more to himself than the cave. But of course no echo responded. Determined, he set his equipment to capture the chaos. As he was about to leave, a voice, clear among the cacophony, whispered, "Stay." Sal froze. That wasn't an echo. It was a plea. From the shadows emerged twisted, gaunt figures. People? Their mouths agape in silent screams, eyes hollow, and skins etched with every word they had ever yelled, hoping for an echo. They wanted an audience, a voice behind him murmured. Sal turned to see the old local, but not quite as he remembered. This version had an otherworldly aura, his skin shimmering with whispers of sounds and lost echoes. "Each time you called out, hoping for your voice to return, you chained it here. Your vanity, your calls into the void, they remained. And now they yearn for a listener. Forever." Sal felt the weight of every shout, every echo he had ever elicited pulling him down. His skin began to etch with words, his voice joining the haunting chorus. The old man leaned in, whispering with a dark smirk, "You wanted to study echoes? Congratulations. You're part of the study now." Outside the cave, the world celebrated as echoes mysteriously returned the next day. The #silent stifle was history, and somewhere in a remote Tibetan valley, a local warns visitors about Lamo's Whisper, adding with a smirk, "Careful when you shout, you might just become the echo." News outlets would later report the mysterious disappearance of an acoustic researcher. Some say he got lost. Others believe he found what he was looking for. In chat groups, late-night radio shows, and whispered campfire tales, they'd say, "Ever hear your voice and feel like it wasn't quite you?" Think of Sal, and remember, sometimes what we take for granted takes us instead. The tale of Sal became both a cautionary fable and an ironic meme. "Don't pull a Sal" was the world's sarcastic way of saying, "Think before you shout." And somewhere, in a cave, an echo whispers back, "Too late."